Hey man, what it is? This is Deem. I know it's been a minute, long time no see. Y'all already know what it is. There go to Cash App, $Dean by any means. There go to PayPal at Dean by any means. Y'all see that heart with the $? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. Something you can do for free is hit that like button and subscribe and show your boys some love. Keep your notifications on because I'm about to flood these YouTube streets. I was right again. I was right again. I told y'all, I've been telling everybody I was the first content creator. Just go back, just type in Dean by any means. Shakur Stevenson hands. Shakur Stevenson, just type in that. It should pop up. You can see how long ago I've been making videos about this. I've been talking about this problem since the De Los Santos fight. But if you know Shakur had problems with his hands prior to the De Los Santos fight. It didn't start right there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This like 5 fights in a row, y'all. That every single time Shakur Stevenson gets out the ring, he either gotta have hand surgery, his hands hurt. It's something going on, y'all. And that's a problem. Why that's a problem is because not only could it be it because it could cause arthritis and things like that later down the road that I'm mostly concerned for Shakur Stevenson. It's the main reason that I think he can't beat Gervonta Davis. And if you've been following Dame or anything about Dame, then you already know that this is my main reason why I don't think that he could beat Gervonta Davis. Not from the skill set, not because he don't punch hard, not because he's not a knockout artist, or none of that. The main reason why I think that Shakur Stevenson can't beat Gervonta Davis is because of his hands. Gervonta Davis is not the fighter you go. One thing I know about Gervonta Davis that I can guarantee you, he's not the fighter you can afford your hand to get hurt with. He's not the fighter you could go in there even thinking about your hands. Or it's going to be night, or it's going to be a problem. Because, y'all, we understand how this works. Oh, yeah, I didn't bring up Shakur Stevenson actually having to get hand surgery because he hurt his hand sparring. And it's deeper than that, y'all. If you go back to when Shakur just hurt his hand recently sparring before the Padley fight, the punch he threw was a right body shot, and it wasn't even that hard, and he hurt his hand. That Shakur Stevenson fans, shout out to Blunt Sports, shout out to Big Dog Willie, shout out to all my guys. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. But y'all know I've been talking about this when other content creators was like, we'll see, they was downplaying. And no, Dame told y'all this is an issue. It's been an issue. And then the problem that I have that's even makes it even more concerning for me is that Shakur Stevenson is a millionaire. It's not like he hasn't been going to the doctor. So if he hasn't taken care of this problem already, that means that it's going to continue to be a problem. Shakur Stevenson been known about his hands. He said this same thing before fighting Padley. Everything that he is saying now, that he want to get his body right. He can't take 3, 4, 5 fights a year because of his hands. He gonna sit out. He might wait. What Eddie Hearn just said, that he might wait for Gervonta Davis. Blase, blase, blah. All of that lets me know. See, this is why y'all rock with Dean, because I'm the only content creator that's going to go this in depth with it, though. Shout out to all my other guys. But don't y'all think Shakur Stevenson has been to a doctor before? This is a problem he's been dealing with. So if the doctors, the orthopedists, if they cannot solve this issue already, then that means it's an issue that's not going to get solved. It's just something that he got to deal with. No different than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather never corrected his hand issue. Once he had a hand issue, he continued to have a hand issue. It didn't stop throughout his career. That's why he stopped getting knockouts and he stopped being as active and became more accurate. I'm going to say that again. Floyd Mayweather's never got rid of his hand problem. He stopped being as active and got more accurate. Just the facts, man. It's just the facts. The problem is, even Floyd Mayweather, shout out to him, during that time, he was fighting nobody as explosive or as talented as Gervonta Davis currently is. And then people would say, well, Dean, Manny Pacquiao, the problem with that is they was older. The problem with that is that Floyd Mayweather's is still considered to be a harder puncher than Shakur Stevenson. The problem with that is Manny Pacquiao, as explosive and as fast as he is, he's a little unorthodox, though. That's what Manny is not a typical fighter in the way he fights. So if you are a defensive fighter who has speed and agility, you can capitalize on Manny mistakes. Gervonta Davis don't fight like Manny Pacquiao, though. Gervonta's not going to go in there throwing 1,000 punches. You know, I love how Manny fights. Manny fights in a style that I love, not knocking it at all. But as you've seen with Juan Man Marquez, that style can get you knocked out. As you've seen with Floyd Mayweather's, that style can get picked apart with somebody that knows what he's doing. Gervonta Davis is a patient fighter. Gervonta Davis might be the polar opposite of a Manny Pacquiao. And that's where the problem comes in at. Because Gervonta's not going to go out there swinging wildly and all of this, that, and the third, where he's just going to leave himself. So you're not going, even if you have opportunities to capitalize, it's not going to be that many. Shakur Stevenson, the only reason why Lamont Roach got a draw is because he stayed in that pocket and he put the pressure somewhat on Gervonta Davis. Shakur Stevenson's not going to do that. How I know he's not going to do that? Because of his hands. Because you got to be active to bring that out of a Gervonta Davis, to get Gervonta Davis going backwards, to get him rethinking his punches, to get him from not coming forward and just seeking and destroying. You have to give pushback. That's not how Shakur Stevenson fights. He fights like that against lesser opponents. He don't fight like that against somebody that he think can hurt him, though, and he told y'all that he's not going to do that. I'm not even knocking Shakur for that. So my Shakur Stevenson fans, don't get butt hurt. I'm not even knocking them for not going out there and being stupid and getting hit with a grenade. I'm not knocking them for that. My problem is I just know how it's going to work against them, especially with the judges, especially when you're fighting somebody like Gervonta Davis. Because as you heard Gary Antoine Russell and Gary Russell Jr. and a bunch of other real fighters say, that's not attached to Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis or none of Gervonta Davis' adversaries. What they all have said and what I've noticed is Lamont Roach didn't do enough, which I completely agree with. But he's not having hand problems and all of that, too. Lamont was out there confident. He's not worried. He wasn't worried about if he hit Tank too hard. Shakur's in a different aspect. One, I don't think Shakur is more powerful than Lamont Roach. Two, is that's not his style of fighting. Can he fight in that style? Yes. But I'm not convinced he's going to do that with Gervonta, because this is the main thing. Shakur's never faced nobody as sharp as Gervonta. As much as we like Lamont Roach showed that he had a beard. Lamont Roach showed that he was willing to stay in there and almost got put out. He was lucky he did not get put out. If you know, you know. If you go back to that 9th and 10th round and go watch, just go watch the 9th and 10th round and then come back and holler at Dean. If that could have easily been a knockout, fight over type punches in a 9th, 10th round that Gervonta Davis was getting Lamont Roach. That could have easily been it. We've seen it before. Give Lamont Roach credit that he showed that he got a beard, but if Gervonta Davis if he would have got hit with a couple more of them, no matter how much of a beard he has, it would have been night-night Irene. Because I truly believe that Shakur Stevenson will be worried about that going into the fight. He'll be thinking about that fight in Gervonta Davis. And this the thing, y'all, before I get off here. Shakur Stevenson hands start hurting during the fight. So y'all saying, well, Deem, how you know he gonna go in there and his hands gonna hurt against Tank? Because the part y'all never watch is Shakur Stevenson hasn't been through a fight in his last 5 fights where his hands did not start hurting during the fight. And that's gonna be the biggest factor. There hasn't been a fight that in the last 5 to 6 to 7, and if you let my shout out to my man Just Do told me he's been having hand problems much longer than that. This has been longer than that, which would put more into my point that he's been to doctors, he's been all there, and he still can't make it happen. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Bing, by any means. And I holla at y'all. Hello? Oh, here I come.